Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm sitting outside in front of my little abode here. It's early, but it's light, so I'm hoping I'm not waking anybody up. It's literally, I can see there's a cul-de-sac right over here. So my daughter and her husband, they live right here on the corner of a street going this way, and then here's the cul-de-sac. And I can see every house, and I can see me. what a change, right? And then there's another house right here, which I can just see the back of the house. What a change, right? From being miles away from anyone, up in the mountains where I could do whatever and be as loud as I want to, unless I have people sleeping in the house. And here it's like, okay, you can just about see into people's homes too. And while I was visiting with someone down there the other day, you can see the whole yard here. Oh, there's a squirrel just went up on the roof. Whoop, jumped back on the tree. Oh, that was cool. And you can see right in here and see everything in the yard. It's like, whoa, people live like this. Okay, so I'm sitting outside today, a little different, yes. It's just a different feeling that way. So, I guess I'll bring this up again, mainly because I don't know how people are doing it out there with their cell phones, and have those literally stuck in their face all day long, okay? And if it's not there, it's right here somewhere, or in their pocket, or, okay. My experience yesterday, so a few days ago, or about a week ago, my daughter sent me up here. They don't have a house phone. They don't have cell phones. And this is my only communication, and on Messenger, actually, where I FaceTime with people, or send messages and get messages. And I don't take that anywhere with. That stays right here, unless I need to look up a recipe, which I'm going to make a marinated sauce today with some of the extra tomatoes we have here. Oh, you guys want to see? It's still green, yes. But in the way how big they are, see this here? If I don't take this now and let it ripen out right here on the table, which it will, and be delicious, it'll start to crack. Yes, and then go bad. This way, I got it early enough, but look at the size of this. Isn't that amazing? There's another one. See, this one's starting to turn now. Yes? So, that's what you do if you don't want your tomatoes to split. And it rained here for so many days that one time, or just about a week ago, that if not careful, they will just start to rot while they're not red yet. So I picked quite a few. Here's another one. This is more of the one that normal. So I see starting to turn red here. Yes, and they're just as delicious when they are turning all red. And I got a ton more hanging there. These are our cherry tomatoes. Here's one. Oh, look, I can just sit here and have breakfast. See? There you go. Mmm. 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 So good. Straight off the vine. Oh. So, I look up a recipe this and then I might take it over there, right? So I can follow it or whatever. I sometimes do that, yes. Not often. But otherwise, this tablet stays right here until I get to it. I get to it in the morning and I get to it in the evening for a few minutes. And in the evening, I'm too tired to talk to people, this and that. So I only respond to if there is a question that needs to be answered now. Yesterday, so the phone that they have in there now, it's a cell phone. They have there for me for emergencies, so they can reach me or I can reach them by calling. Which I still think this works better. Okay, I'm just saying. And my daughter, I've never, Mom, I called you and you didn't, I didn't hear anything. So she checked and she says, oh, I had it on vibrate. And vibrate. And so she put it on the ringtone, which is like this chime. And then actually the ringtone is somebody talking. And okay. So every time now when there's a message, it goes, and sure enough, when the little one's asleep. Right? So I'd have to tell her, it's too loud, turn it down. You know? I'm not going to go on the look anyway. I'm usually too busy. And then the phone calls. By the time I get to the phone, okay, already missed the call. And it's all about nothing. It's nothing that I need to respond to or even, oh, this is what you wanted to tell me? Because if I don't answer the phone, then when it is a certain someone here, from here, or they just leave a message. Okay, all right, I can look at that later too. But the main thing is I didn't have time. Every time the doggone thing rang or whatever, or chimed or whatever, I was busy with the little one. Or doing something where my hands were dirty. I can't. What am I going to do now? And here I am. I'm retired. I'm old. I'm retired. And I'm taking care of a baby. And to do some cooking, a little cleaning. Okay, taking care of the garden here. I don't have time to answer those phone calls, multiple phone calls, all day long. Oh, these messages that are coming through. I'm going, can't that wait until I'm actually free? Hey, well, yes, it can. So yesterday was the first day, as I said, or the second day, where okay, I could hear when the phone actually would do something. And it was a nuisance. It was an absolute nuisance. It cut into, oh, first of all, it was, what the heck is that? Somebody talking. And I'm going to have to talk to my daughter and say, just put it on the regular ringtone. This is so annoying. Hey, hi, how, hey, hello, I'm ringing. It's something like this. What the heck? Right? Or, I tell us, put it on some kind of a calming music thing or something. Some music tone or something. It was the most invasive thing in the house yesterday. And it annoyed me to the point of where I thought, I'm going to stick that somewhere under a pillow and it can and kiss that thing goodbye. I was so annoyed with it. I like to have it so that I can call 911 if I need to, or if there's an emergency with something, or I have a question for my daughter or my son-in-law for the baby or something. Right? But as far as that constant just, oh, we can call her now. Oh, we can, she's available. Right? No, I'm not. Not available. Unless you got something really important. And even then, I'm probably going to not make it to the phone. I'm too busy. That's me now. And if it's like that for me, I cannot see for younger people, especially young parents, right? Raising children, going to work, I can't see how they have time. Unless they are all abdicating responsibility, importance somewhere else. And I cannot see how these doggone cell phones are that important. For all these hours, every minute of the day, every second of the day, where they have to be catered to. I want if people were to cater to everything around them that's actually really important, like their children, as much as they cater to their doggone cell phones. Wow, things would look a little different in many relationships, in parental relationships with the children. They all. Yes, I'm just saying. That's what I noticed yesterday. And that was one day. And I've already decided, nope. That was no. No. Not. And so now I'll figure out how to turn that thing down all the way again. And then when I do have 5 minutes, I will go and look, say, whose phone calls did I miss? Was that anything important? Do I need to respond to it? And that will be that. And I will do that maybe 3 times a day. And that is that. You're going? Is Mom watching? Mommy's still asleep? Yeah, she is. Mom's here. She's not working today. Have a nice day at school. I should go out there and watch her. Alright, let's get this done quick. Okay, guys, gotta get going then. Bible reading's more important than me going to watch and make sure she gets on that bus safely. Alright. Bad timing, but Mom's here, so I didn't think I needed to do that today. Alright. She's probably watching from, they can see her from the, yes, their window up in the second story. We are in the second book of Maccabees. The second book of Maccabees covers the same 15 years as the first book of Maccabees, 1 through 7, 167 to 151 before Christ. Huh? Now we're before Christ again. Oh. Okay. But it is a far more literary and artistic work. Made up stuff, artistic work, rather than giving a continuous history. The author selects suitable incidents and dwells on them to show the heroism of the Jews and their special divine protection. Oh. It aims, I guess they had to make the second book of Maccabees because the first one was so, what? Divine? The divine was so absent? It aims to edify and is often more a sermon than a history, complete with apparitions, divine interventions, and noble stories of perseverance. Each of the 2 parts of the book, dividing at 10:8, justifies a feast. I have to explain it, feast now. The dedication of the temple and the day of Nicanor. Yeah, I remember those. Parties, yes. Holidays made up, not by God, not implemented by God, but just by the people, because they could. But apart from its memorable stories, the chief importance of the book lies in the theological advance. Really? Well, that's going to be interesting. It gives the first clear teaching on bodily resurrection. Spirit life? That's not what it sounds like. Creation out of nothing. Out of nothing. Prayer for the dead, and the intercession of the saints. It was originally written in, I guess that means Greek, and is based on a Hellenistic work by Jason of Cyrene. The compiler added the 2 initial letters to the Jews of Alexandria. Jason of Cyrene. I know there's a Simon of Cyrene that carried Jesus' cross. Here's a Jason of Cyrene. And his own preface and final epilogue, writing probably in 124 before Christ, dates in 1 and 2 Maccabees are reckoned from 312 BC. Huh. All right. Let's go see. Oh, it's a long one. The second book of Maccabees. Super chapter 1, letters to the Jews of Egypt. First letter, 1. To their brothers, the Jews living in Egypt, from their brothers, the Jews in Jerusalem and Judea, greetings and untroubled peace. Untroubled peace. they're still living in Egypt? Some of them? Huh. May God prosper you. So some of them did return. Huh? Interesting. May God prosper you, remembering his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants. May he give you all a heart to worship him and to do his will with a generous mind and a willing spirit. May he open your hearts to his law and his precepts and give you peace. May he hear your prayers and be reconciled with you and not abandon you in time of evil. Such is our prayer for you. During the reign of Demetrius in the year 169, we Jews wrote to you as follows. In the extremity of trouble that fell us in the years after Jason and his associates had betrayed the Holy Land and the kingdom, burning down the temple gateway and shedding innocent blood, we prayed to the Lord and were then heard. And we then offered a sacrifice. With wheat flour we lit the lamps and we set out the loaves. And we now recommend you to keep the Feast of Shelters in the month of Chislev in the year 188. Weird letter. Second letter, address. The people of Jerusalem and of Judea, the Senate and Judas, the Aristobulus, tutor to King Ptolemy and one of the family of the anointed priests, and to the Jews in Egypt, greetings and good health. Thanksgiving for the punishment of Antiochus. Since we have been rescued by God from great danger, we give him great thanks for championing our cause against the king. For he it was who carried off those who had taken up arms against the holy city. Okay. I forget who Ptolemy was again. I know that he was the one that I described as another Hitler. Well, anyway. For when the leaders reached Persia with his seemingly irresistible army, he was cut to pieces in the temple of Nanaea, as the result of a ruse employed by the priests who served that goddess. On the pretext of marrying Nanaea, Antiochus came to the place with his friends, intending to take its many treasures as a dowry. The priests of Nanaea had put these on display, and he, for his part, had entered the temple precincts with only a small retinue. As soon as Antiochus had gone inside the temple, the priests shut him in, opened the trap door hidden in the ceiling, and struck the leader down by hurling stones like thunderbolts. Inside the temple? What? Then they cut him into pieces and threw his head to those who were waiting outside. They did this in the temple, blessed in all things by our God, who has delivered the sacrilegious over to death. Oh, come on now. Seriously? Okay. Wow, God really was involved in all this, huh? This is not pleasant. The miraculous preservation of the sacred fire. As we shall be celebrating the purification of the temple on the 25th of Chislev, we consider it proper to notify you so that you too may celebrate it, as you do the Feast of Shelters in the fire that appeared when Nehemiah, the builder of the temple and the altar, offered sacrifice. For when our ancestors were being deported to Persia, the devout priests of the time took some of the fire from the altar and hid it secretly in a hole like a dry well, where they concealed it in such a way that the place was unknown to anyone. When some years had elapsed, in God's good time, Nehemiah, commissioned by the king of Persia, sent the descendants of the priests who had hidden the fire to look for it. When they reported that in fact they had found not fire but a thick liquid, Nehemiah ordered them to draw some out and bring it back. When they had done this, Nehemiah ordered the priests to pour this liquid over the sacrificial materials, that is, the wood and what lay on it. Man, that's weird. When this had been done, and when in due course the sun, which had previously been clouded over, shone out, a great fire flared up, to the astonishment of all. While the sacrifice was being burned, the priests offered prayer, Jonathan intoning with all the priests and the rest responding with Nehemiah. The prayer took this form: Lord, Lord God, creator of all things, awesome, strong, just, merciful, the only king and benefactor, the only provider, who alone are just, almighty and everlasting, the deliverer of Israel from every evil, who made our fathers, your chosen ones, and sanctified them. Accept the sacrifice on behalf of all your people Israel, and protect your heritage and consecrate it. Bring together those of us who are dispersed, set free those in slavery among the heathen, look favorably on those held in contempt or abhorrence, and let the heathen know that you are our God. Punish those who oppress us and affront us by their insolence, and plant your people firmly in your holy place as Moses promised. Well, that tells me a whole lot about the people who wrote this, or rather, the people who are involved in this, if it's even true. Father, Father, how you were abused. Jeremiah conceals the tent, ark, and altar. Oh, wait a minute. That was it? No, wait a minute. I'm not there yet. The priest then chanted hymns accompanied by the harp. When the sacrifice, oh, here comes my dog, had been burnt, Nehemiah ordered the remaining liquid to be poured over large stones, and when this was done, a flame flared up, to be absorbed. I'm almost done, my dear. In a corresponding blaze of light from the altar. When the matter became known, and the king of the Persians heard that, in the place where the exiled priest had hidden the fire, a liquid had appeared with which Nehemiah and his people had purified the sacrificial offerings. The king, after verifying the facts, had the place enclosed and pronounced sacred. To the people, do you want to sit over there? Do you want to go inside?
No,
Are you too cold?
Already couldn't lose my momentum. My pants are falling.
I'll put this here so no one can see you. My daughter came to have coffee with me, and the little one. So I gotta finish this up. I don't have much to say to this anyway, because whatever. The king, after verifying the facts, had the place enclosed and pronounced sacred. To the people on whom the king bestowed it, he granted a part of the considerable revenue he derived from it. Nehemiah and his people termed this stuff neptar, which means purification, but it is commonly called naphtha. Oh, there's a naphtha soap. I make my own laundry detergent with that, plus a couple other ingredients. That is the end of one. If anybody else would like to comment and make sense out of this, be my guest. I feel like I brought up the cell phone, I guess, for a reason, because why should I pay attention to this? Sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me. Done. And if people, even at that time, okay, all right, the people, the ones up on the top, on the top of the ladder, Yertle the turtle, okay, needed to make up some stuff so that they could justify all the slaughter, all the killing, all that whatever, be mad at each other, and who knows what, for what. That's what they needed? Well, fine, it's in here, done, okay? But as far as me wanting to take this, okay, let's see, no, thank you, done. Okay, well, I guess there was a reason I brought up the cell phone. No, thank you, done. I've got better things to do, number one, more important things, and I can't be disturbed. Unless it's an emergency. I will figure out the emergencies. I got my little feelers out for that too. So, okay, that's it. I'm going to go and spend some morning time with my daughter and my granddaughter. Yes, I hope you have a wonderful day too. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you and embrace you with love. And I will talk to you tomorrow, hopefully with a little less nonsense.